Piece of string. We're in some very, very dark days. Understand where you are. You're in a place where you are running on sacrificial power. Look to the realm of truth, where the light is one whole brightness, where the light is in its full health and its full power. The all wise, almighty light of wisdom, the light life, God's resident, which includes heaven, which is aligned with and obedient to the whole pure life spirit. It's life's truth. Whole pure life is that place where the whole life is purely and simply functioning as light. Understand that. That is the spiritual light that shines everywhere, including within all of you. The all wise, almighty light. In you, that light exists. You are that light because it's the part of you that know it is a sacrifice to you. Because on earth, the light life is ruled by material creatures and things, yet it is greater than you. So it becomes whatever you, the material creature or thing, reduces it to be. So therefore, in a place where the light life only decomposes, because when it's a breakdown to the ways of the dark, it is decomposing the ways of the earth. They are many. And you're in that place that is opposite the realm of truth, where the whole life spirit is one brightness. That is where life is itself. You're in the place where the life spirit is in the death state. It is dead, but yet it lives as you. Because when a light becomes the ways of the dark and the earth, display the many ways of darkness, the good, the bad, and the ugly of ways. See, life teaches those ways in the form of animals, the good and the bad ways of the material reality. You are a beast with a myriad of heads and eyes everywhere because you are one beast, the human race that is every good thing and every bad thing in the material reality. So understand in that place where the light life becomes many, it is the opposite of the realm of truth where the light life shines as one brightness. You are running on sacrificial power. See? And the life spirit has reached its most rotten state. The life spirit has rotted more so now than ever. Because for the generations that you have been thriving on it, every material thing, every living material thing, every plant, every animal, every human drains life into their realities, actually just breaking it down to the ways of the dark. The earth's ways are just like uh, earth creatures that the light life is limited to the way of the earth, and the earth just uses the light spirit up solely for earthly productions. So you get the many earthly stories, but you don't get life's true story. Your light has to awaken. See, the way is darker than ever there. See, and when you are in a place where material creatures rule, you are subject to all of those detriments, even though you may be some of the good human beings, but you are still in that same place, the material reality. And when darker forces rule, your little dark measures become power that makes their darkness greater because you're in a place where you can be life friendly. But you are detriments to life because the life spirit don't get to awaken and be itself until you surrender to it. It only becomes what you break it down to be so that you can learn the damages, the detriments, the destructions that you are to the life spirit when it is a sacrifice to you and you use it to be what you want to be. But then when you look at all of the things that you have become in human reality, compare that with what you see on high, where the light spirit is simply functioning as light. You don't see not one dark measure because the truth is the light. Dark is false. Light's in the darkness is falsehood. See? So you don't see falsehood, no, that which is false in a whole pure light, because it's the realm of truth. So all you see is the truth, the whole pure light that shines infinitely bright, purely and brightly, simply being itself. Life simply functioning as light. That is the realm of truth where the light spirit is being itself. You're in a place where the light spirit is everything but itself. See? So the light spirit in you is what is dead. You are that dead light spirit, but yet you live as a flesh. The relationship is like scavengers and cults. See, your material self, when it is in control, it is devouring. It is devouring the decomposing life spirit because every plant, animal, and human is draining that into their reality, consuming it to be all that they can be. See, you are the life spirit being that plant, that animal, that human. Turn the light switch on. When you turn the light switch on, then it's a transformation. Part of you is life, the other part of you is the flesh. Turn the light on. You are like a plant that is broken through the earth's surface where the whole light shines. It's just that to you it's a rebirth. See, instead of baby human, this time you're baby life, awakening in the place where whole pure life shines. That is where things clear up. That is where you know how to grow to your full measure of brightness. The way to defeat the dark, you don't need massive armies and tanks or weaponry of war, material weapons of war. All you need is to rise beyond that dark place because all of the dark ways are of you. You are every dark way in material reality. Some of your ways are not as dark as others. But as long as you are limited to the material way, your ways are many. And your little measures of darkness become that which adds up the dark and the greater ruling forces. So you want to conquer the dark. You can defeat the dark by simply refraining from all of the things that you're doing that's adverse to life. See, that is how you do things life's way. Because on earth, you're not doing things life's way. You're doing things the way of your material self. You are obedient to the material order. Your life is slave to fulfill the goals, desires, and the dreams of your material self. This is the day and time that your light should awaken. You are the light spirit. You can be either the material reality because you are God's light of wisdom, the light spirit. You can be all that a human being can be because you are greater than that part of you that totally depend upon you to be a living reality. See? You had to learn the material way first because your earth self is that part, see, from whence come all of the dark ways. So when your earth self surrender to your life self, that is simple. All you have to do is just start doing things life's way. And to do things life's way is to simply stop all the things that you have been doing that's harmful to life, the things you do against others, whether plant, animal, or human, the things that you do to your own self, what you eat, what you drink, the rotten thoughts, ideas, and visions that you have in your mental sphere, to from which come those dark actions. You have to stop that because you're investing life into that. Turning your life on is to start doing things life's way. See, when you stop all the things you're doing that's adverse to life, then those ways will weaken out because they would have lost the power that it was getting from you. Because it is the human race that is doing all of the dark things that are happening to life in that place. So when you start doing things life's way, the dark will die. You don't have to attack the flesh. You don't need armies. You don't need material weapons. All you need to do is to defeat the things that causes life to go awry, the things that rot life, those rotten ways, anger, misery, hatred, animosity, lust, deception, shrewd, clever, cunning ways, strategies, and tactics, and all the action that rises from that. When you look at the pure health and quality of life on high, whole pure life, that is life's truth. That is where life is being itself. Where you are, your life haven't awakened yet to start being itself. You wasn't sent to the material way, to material reality rather, to destroy life. You were sent there to understand the material part of you, to detect the dark and rotten ways that are of your material self and cleanse them. Refrain from all of those things that you are against your life. Equality is what you want. Fairness, justice, and equality is what you want. So, for you to achieve justice, equality, fairness, and truth is to be that. See, to take time and look at your material self and look at your life self and ask yourself the question, why would I want to run things as a material creature when I totally depend upon life? All I can do is reduce life to what I become with it. And I won't get life's true story out of it. I would only get the false story of my material self, which is not life, using life to be all that I can be, shining as brightly as I can as a human being. But I'm not the real light. The life in me is the real light. When I switch to the light switch to on, then I am life functioning as life. That is appropriate for life to function as life. Now can be my truth. That is why the life spirit sacrificed life to me so that I can get to this point where I can be just and fair. It have to happen in myself first. See? Why should I turn life into all of those horrible things? See? Why should I cause life so much suffering, so much detriment, hurt, and pain? When I can clearly see that when my life spirit have its way, as I look to heavens, as I look to God's president, all I see is whole pure life. I don't see any of those ways. I don't see a place where I'm dropping bombs on my own self because instead of seeing myself as life, I see myself as a different skin color or race. I don't see myself destroying my own self life because of things that I have converted the property of life into those lifeless things, money, the things money can buy. I am destroying life over those lifeless things in a materiality. That is not what the all wise spirit is teaching. The all wise spirit, which is a light, is teaching the wisdom of light, which is one whole brightness. It is not about the material part of you, it is about the light within you. What are you doing for that light, the God spirit that has sacrificed itself to you to see what you will do with it? It's wisdom. Wisdom lives as you when it becomes yours to use it any way you please to do whatever you want to do with it. But wisdom is wiser when it awakens and starts being itself. Life is that light of wisdom. Because if life is not in it, it is not something that know. If it's not life, it is not something that know. Because lifelessness know no. So that light of wisdom is in you. So to be in you and to be what you are, it is diminished to the dark. See? Because when the light is one whole brightness, it is too bright to be the dark. It's in a place where the whole of it is simply functioning as itself. And you're not in that place where the light life is one whole brightness. You're in that place where the light life is many. See? You want the God spirit to free you from the bondage of darkness. When the God spirit has already sacrificed its light to you, if you really love the God spirit, then you wouldn't have a problem with cleansing all of the rot and dark from your life. Because when you look at the light spirit on high, you don't see not one measure of dark and rot in it. Because life minus all of the dark and rotten ways is simply life being itself, whole pure life. See, life minus all things that are detrimental to it. Anguish, misery, hatred, animosity, lots of deception, all of that stuff. You want to be part of heaven, but you don't want to cleanse those rotten ways from you, the ways that don't exist there, the place where life is one whole pure brightness. You don't want to work for that brightness, but you want to benefit by going to that place where it is one whole brightness. See, you are that which is thriving on life to live. You're not ready to go to a place where life is being itself instead of something that has to thrive on it to live. Your way is not the real way. See, it never was about you, the material creature. Words of rhetoric of how much you really love God. The God Spirit is the very light that breathes in man. The God Spirit is that almighty, all wise light that shines everywhere, including within you. Nothing can live or function intelligently or with wisdom or reproduce its type without the light of wisdom, life. Because if it's not life, it's something lifeless. And only life knows. See? So you say you love God, and God is displaying on high, whole pure life. How are you going to relate to that until you start doing things life's way? Because in such place, everything is life's way. God's resident, which includes heaven, all there is whole pure life, not one dark, rotten measure. The whole of life simply functioning as life. Invulnerability, because of the whole pure light, there is no dark. See, whole pure equality, everlasting status, the truth, because the whole pure infinite brightness of one being itself is what the display is. Whole pure light. The whole of life simply functions as light. This is life's universe. You have been invited in this because you have life. But you can never be greater than life. The light of wisdom has given itself to you. So you can only be as wise as your material self can be. The one that you see in the mirror, you can only be as wise as that part of you can be. When wisdom sacrifices itself to you, because that's the lesson that you have to learn so that you can relinquish the power, surrender to life's way, because life is teaching you that life's way is that place where the whole of life is functioning as life, no darkness, just one whole pure brightness, the place of the all wise and the almighty, the full brightness and power of life, the full health of life, the whole pure quality of life. You want to be part of that. See, so defeat the dark. See, to defeat the dark is stop being the ways of the dark, because you are the ways of the dark. See, so you are out of place as life when you are being the ways of the material reality. You're just like the light spirit, limited within the solely to only what the earth can produce, because you are children of the earth. Yet you're children of both the God spirit and the earth, because the God spirit is the light life in you, and your structures are made of earth. But the material part totally depends upon life to be a living entity. So it never was about color or races. It was about how you relate to that life spirit in you. Are you more lifelike or are you more death-like? Because that material reality sets between the darkest level, a place where members of the whole life state heaven fail to the darkest level to populate and activate that place. See, you're in that sacrificial zone where the life spirit is sacrificed to the many ways of material darkness, because all of the ways that you are that are adverse to life is your life spirit suffering because it is being consumed into those ways that is not life's way. See? So your life spirit has to awaken and start in turning the lights on and start increasing its brightness to defeat the dark. This is daybreak. This is that time that the light should awaken and begin clearing away the remnant of darkness as it grows to its full measure of brightness. That journey from daybreak to noon. See, because when you awaken, you would have most of you that are church members or members of some type of spiritual organization or institution that practice morals and ethics. You would have cleared away a lot of dark ways. So when you awaken, now that you know how to complete that cleansing, because when your life spirit awakens in the light, things clear up when you enter the light. Now you know how to grow to your full measure of brightness. The whole pure light spirit will gladly embrace you in that second birth, baby life, to grow up the whole pure light life. It's like a plant breaking through the earth, growing up to that created light, the sunlight. See, this is God's universe. See, the ritual of the seed and the earth, they're like scriptures to me because I see things life's way. The night sky is like a scripture. When light is divided, the dark has the advantage, divide and conquer. You're in a place where the light life is divided into many. The dark has the advantage. The darker forces rule. When you are more lifelike, you are more hated in the dark, because the dark opposite life is the death state, and the death spirits rule. See, but it's not about finger pointing. It's not about blaming anyone, because the stories in the night were necessary, regardless of how rotten you were or how good you were. All of those stories had to be taught, so everyone did their part. It's just like a team. Some had to dish out the evil, some had to be able to rise up through it. See? And there were bystanders that didn't participate hardly in a way at all. But still, all of that had to happen. So at this day and time, you would know what to do. So this is a day and time that all should just repent If you have done rotten things, stop the rot. When you stop the rot loses the battle because the rot depends on life to be living realities. Anger, misery, hatred, animosity, losses, deception, and etc. See, all of that depends on that life spirit to be those ways. So when your life spirit stop being those false ways and stop being life's way, then the dark will lose and fade away more and more. The dark forces will lose. The God spirit will take over because you will be supporting that life spirit. So things will trend life's way more and more. And as the life gets brighter, the more it clears away the dark, you gain more visibility, the way gets brighter. And the dark begin to fall, fade away more and more. See? Because that bright light is more than the dark can stand. See? This is how the truth works. This is how to be real. This is not human universe. This is life's universe. Life has become a sacrifice to you so you can see actually what you have done to life. Dropping bombs on each other, killing each other over lifeless things, see, damaging the air that you got to walk through and breathe, damaging the water that you got to drink, denying health coverage for all, creating impoverished conditions where the life spirit can rot, having very little hope, resulting to crime, fighting one against another, destroying one another over lifeless things. All of life's effort is consumed in its strive for material success, lifeless things. But the material things are not the problem. Your mindset is the problem because, in a way, you were the head of life on the body of life, where your head will register the brightness of life instead of looking in your head and seeing all of the things that humans have established, the thing that you destroy the properties of life to make, converting them into lifeless things, and you're doing harm to one another over those lifeless things. That's the head of death. The head of life is when your life awakens and starts seeing things life's way. It's all right to make the money. It's all the money you want to make. But when you got the mindset of life, then you will come together with others to make life better. This is how the truth works. This is how to be real. Peace and strength.